Hey guys, so today I'm talking to you about Jaclyn Hill and her admission on Snapchat earlier today that her Morphe eyeshadow palette has been pushed back and it is not going to be released in March as previously noted. So let's talk about it, okay? So as you guys know, the very overhyped, highly anticipated Morphe eyeshadow palette with Jaclyn Hill leaked about a month ago and everyone went crazy. Everyone was wondering about the colors, when was it coming on, and I want to stress that this palette was leaked. Jaclyn and Morphe did not put anything out themselves. It was leaked, okay? And if you want to see the full entire video on that, I will link it down below in my description box. So basically, Jaclyn went on Snapchat today and she said, look, we were really unprepared. Morphe and I were really unprepared for our collaboration of our eyeshadow palette to leak so fast. And she did say that both Morphe and her had a breakdown and that they were not ready for it to leak. And I just think that that's like a learning lesson for the both of them. And basically they said that they were hoping to basically release it in March, but that they're not going to release it in March. She said that, this is really interesting, that it did take her 2 years to develop this palette for her subscribers. It's dedicated to her subscribers. And she's not going to basically like, I'm paraphrasing here, but she's not going to present like a shitty palette to her subscribers just because, you know, it leaked. And she said something that I thought was very interesting. She basically addressed all the rumors of how people online have been saying that Jaclyn Hill is lying about taking 2 years to put this palette out, and it did not take her 2 years. She said, yes, it most certainly did take me 2 years to put it out, and she literally said, you may not believe that the sky is blue, but it is, basically saying that she's telling the truth and she's not lying about how long it took her and Morphe to develop this palette. And I kind of think that she got that criticism for a lot of different reasons. First of all, and this is criticism that I personally keep seeing over and over again, people keep saying that because she shows her private life on Snapchat and because she's having like, you know, dancing marathons and just like hanging out with her friends and dancing, this means that she's not working hard on her palette. And how could you possibly say that it took you, you know, 2 years to come up with, you know, a lot of people have criticized her for having like regular colors, not anything different than the typical Jaclyn. You know, people, I'm just gonna say this, people like to criticize Jaclyn for saying that she keeps doing the same eyeshadow look over and over again, as if, you know, like everyone else doesn't do that. Okay, everybody does that. Just like you keep seeing similar drama videos on my channel, you keep seeing the same look on Jaclyn Hill's eyes because reasons, you know, there's only a certain amount of colors out there. So anyways, people have criticized her for it, and you know what, that's a fair criticism. I'm not biased here. Yeah, she does do similar looks because that's what she wants to do. Could she step out of her comfort zone? Hell yes. Should she? Yes. I think it would be cool for her subscribers to see different eyeshadow looks. Does she have to? No, it's her channel, it's her shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, did Jaclyn Hill lie about her having, you know, like 2 years to do this palette? I mean, I don't know. I'm not inside her head. It doesn't seem like she would lie about that, but she could have lied about it. I don't really know. I don't really think it matters here because at the end of the day, she's pushing back her palette. Now, why is she pushing back her palette? If we listen to her reasoning today on Snapchat, she's basically saying, you know, I'm pushing this palette back because we basically got forced into talking about it. It was leaked. We were not ready. Everything's not ready to go. Why should we put out a not ready, shitty palette for my fans? This is dedicated to my fans. Why am I supposed to put something out that I don't want to put out just because it was leaked? And you know what? That's a fair enough criticism. Now, the flip side to that, the criticism that she's going to get is, well, you could have stayed tight-lipped about it. It doesn't matter if something leaked. That doesn't mean you release it. Now, let me just talk to you a little bit about what happens in the real world, not on YouTube when something leaks. You ever hear how like famous singers are putting out their albums and it leaks beforehand? There's two ways to handle it. There's to put it out right away, and that's what a lot of people, like I know Madonna has done that when her albums have leaked, or that's just to not put anything out and wait to put it out during the time that you were really supposed to put it out. You know, if you look at what happens when music leaks before its date, and music leaks all the time, new albums, they either put it out right away or they wait. Well, Jaclyn and Morphe have chosen to wait. And now, obviously, there's a lot of criticism attached to this. People are basically really coming for her hard. What I've seen online is people saying, if you have all this time to hang out on Snapchat and show us, you know, of you like dancing around with your friends, why are you not working hard on your palette? And you know what? This is what I have to say. I've always said not to show your private life on Snapchat, and people are going to judge it. And people continue to do it. People are going to continue to do it afterwards because she wants to show herself, you know, hanging out with her friends and doing her thing on Snapchat. People will always judge you for your private life if you're on YouTube and if you choose to show it. Now, let's just be fair here. Are you with Jaclyn Hill 24/7? I know I'm not, okay? I'm not with her 24/7. Do you know what she's doing when she's not Snapchatting? I mean, I feel like people always think that they know the YouTuber. And this goes into something else that she said a few days ago on Snapchat. She also went on and on a few days ago about the fact that people are coming up to her and saying, I saw you driving, you know, your big fancy car and you're not doing anything, or I saw you at the grocery store. And she's like, I haven't been to the grocery store in 3 days. I haven't driven my car in like 2 days, and people are like making stuff up. Look, the bottom line is people will always come for you. People will always come for you, okay? If you have a successful YouTube channel, people will always slander you, make up dumb shit about you like they are about her. Now, is she blameless? Again, no, I don't think Jaclyn Hill is blameless in anything. I think that she's played her part. She has dropped so many hints about this palette. She has chosen to now, after this palette leaked, which was not her fault, you know, to talk about it, to show eyeshadow looks. She's been showing eyeshadow looks with this palette. And honestly, yeah, she's now hyped it up. She has said that it's going to be released in March, and it's not. And is that a disappointment and a letdown to some of her fans? I'm sure that it is. You guys also have to understand that this is just my opinion. You definitely don't have to agree with me. I think Jaclyn is not the only person calling the shots here. This is not just Jaclyn Hill palette, period. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collab. And even though I personally am not a fan of Morphe and would not purchase anything from Morphe, I do think that it's not just Jaclyn's decision, it's Morphe's and Jaclyn's decision. So we don't even know. Maybe this is Morphe saying, no, we're not, you know, releasing this until we're good and ready. And at the end of the day, does it really matter? This woman, just like every single YouTuber, is going to get a lot of criticism. And I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve some of the criticism that she gets. She does, just like I'm sure I do, just like I'm sure everyone does, you know? But at the end of the day, I find it really ridiculous that people say that they know what she does 24/7 because she shows herself Snapchatting herself, dancing at a dance, you know, having like a dance party at her house. Because, so she has a dance party at her house. Does that mean that she's not a good businesswoman? Does that mean that she's not working hard? It's not like she's like Tana Mojo, got an apology to film, but she's off on her Valentine's Day date, you know, just chilling. Video coming on that tomorrow. Look out for Tana's apology response video. But, you know, Jaclyn Hill is Jaclyn Hill, and she's pushing back her palette. Is that the best thing to do? I personally would have released it now. I don't think this is a good idea. I think pushing it back, because see, here's the thing. When you push the release of anything back, you create a negative buzz in the industry about it. I guarantee you that Jaclyn knows about this. You ever hear, oh, you know, this release has been pushed back, and it creates a negative buzz in any industry, makeup industry, music industry, any industry. So now there's going to be criticism and negative buzz around this palette. It is what it is. I really don't know why, per se, they're pushing it back. They're not ready. So honestly, I would like to end on this note. You, whoever is watching this video, if you're a fan of Jaclyn Hill, if you're a fan of Morphe, if you're planning on buying this palette, would you have rather her put out kind of not the best eyeshadow palette, but put it out when she said she was going to? Like, you know, she did kind of break her promise. She said she was, you know, putting it out in March, now she's not. Or would you rather get the best possible quality of this eyeshadow palette whenever, in a few months. I don't know if she's planning on releasing it maybe in the summer. I don't know. She did not give a date, but now it's like an indefinite question mark, and I want you to come up with the answer to that. You know, is Jaclyn Hill to blame for this? I don't know. Is Morphe to blame for this? I don't know. Who really was responsible for leaking it? And I know that it leaked on, you know, a few different Instagrams, but who's the one that let the cat out of the bag? I don't know. It's really up to you to make that decision. And what kind of palette would you like to buy from Jaclyn? A crappy one, or one that, you know, she worked harder on? There's always going to be criticism. This now has created negative buzz in the industry, but maybe it's a good palette, maybe it's a bad palette. I encourage you to do your research and make your own decisions about that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.